Abuja. Now we'll turn attention to other stories. A coalition of civil society organizations on transparency and accountability has commended the federal government's desire to scrutinize the activities of its ministers. While the group commends the goal behind the ministerial briefing, they threatened to call out any minister who fails to live up to expectations. TVC News Adisa reports.
8 months into the life of the Bola Tinubu's administration, ministers have commenced an interface with the people through the Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Since the removal of subsidy on fuel in May 2023, Nigerians have been having some difficult times coping with high cost of products and services. In response to public outcry and in line with President Bola Tinubu's desire to hold the ministers to account, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, was the first to take the stand. This coalition of civil society groups says it has been following the developments closely as it commends President Bola Tinubu for putting the ministers on their toes. It applauds the steps taken so far by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security towards arresting the high cost of food in the country.
While we have noted the various efforts of the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris Malagi, to keep Nigerians informed in the most honest and decent way, his particular decision to come up with this ministerial press briefing is most suited and fitting for this moment.
It behoves on all of us, civil society organizations, citizens of our country, to say, oh, at this point, this is what this minister has said, just like was read in the press text. We will eviscerate, open up everything. Are we getting it right or wrong? And if we are not getting it right, we will still speak up.
The group says it has undertaken an independent study of the current situation, including the convocation of a national civil society roundtable to discuss national economy, with particular reference to the economic reforms of the Tinubu administration. It advises the ministers to support the laudable initiatives of Mr. President, while threatening to call out any appointee who fails to deliver on the mandate.
We know that there are ministers and ministries that have nothing new to show, and those ones constitute a clog in the wheel of our national development. We shall call them out at the appropriate time.
The coalition wants all stakeholders to work towards national stability and stem all forms of undue anxiety and tension. TVC News, Abuja.